Buenas tardes, querido compoblanos, cristiano, muslim y lumad. Assalamualaikum, paz de Dios a todos y abrazo de Nuestra Señora la Virgen del Pilar y San Jose y San Jose Maria Rubio. Zamboanga City remains under enhanced community quarantine until May 15. This is based on a resolution approved by the Interagency Task Force for Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases, approving the city's request for the ECQ extension during its May 1 meeting. Last Saturday, President Duterte sent to Zamboanga City Secretary Carlito Galvez, the National IATF Chief Implementer, and team to inspect the 3 facilities that we propose to be testing laboratories for Zamboanga City and the region: the Red Cross Center, the DA Diagnostic Laboratory, and the Zamboanga City Medical Center Laboratory. With the national government's intervention and support, we are optimistic that our request will be a reality soon. We are saddened by the spike in our COVID statistics. As of today, the city has recorded 60 confirmed COVID-19 cases, and a majority of which are persons deprived of liberty at the City Reformatory Center. Para mas detalye acerca de aton salud, let us listen to our City Health Officer, Dr. Dulce Miravite.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we have a total of 493 suspected cases, no probable case in Zamboanga City, and 60 confirmed cases with 3 confirmed mortalities. 279 of the suspected cases are admitted. We collected a total of 456 specimens for testing. 327 are with negative results and 71 pending results. So we have a total of 82 suspected COVID deaths as of today. 67 are from Zamboanga City. 29 of these are with negative results and 11 are with pending results. 39 were not swabbed. For our city reformatory update, we have 47 PDLs who are confirmed positive. 2 are admitted at Zamboanga City Medical Center. 43 have negative results, and we are waiting for 4 more results. We have 3 deaths among the PDL, and 2 are confirmed positive, while 1 has negative result. So the confirmed cases at the Zamboanga City Reformatory Center have already been separated, and also along those symptomatic. So the rest of the PDL will be continuously monitored.
So, muchas gracias, Doctora Dulce Miravite. Ahora uwi también kita con el lao del Zamboanga City Medical Center. Para más información y detalle, estaba con Dr. Justin Paber. Dr. Paber? So, and as we await, good afternoon, Dr. Paber. Can we have an update also on the part of the Zamboanga City Medical Center for the latest update in our COVID fight? And on behalf of the city government, we'd like to express our support, prayers, and gratitude to the entire team.
Thank you, Ma'am Beck. So far in Zamboanga City Medical Center, we have admitted the 5 COVID confirmed cases, as mentioned by Dr. Dulce. Presently, we're handling also additional of 83 suspect or probable cases. So they are different. Some are moderate and severe. Currently, the COVID confirmed cases are all stable. As far as Zamboanga City Medical Center is concerned, we have around 47 pending tests. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Paber. And at this moment, let us listen to City Jail Warden, Senior Inspector Nathaniel Alhas of the Zamboanga City Reformatory Center. Sir, ayong hapon, sir.
Mayang hapon, ma'am. Salamat kayo sa itong mga viewers and listeners sa Zamboanga City. The present status of Zamboanga City today, Zamboanga City Jail rather today, we have 44 COVID PDL isolated at the basketball court. They had their mobile tent there. Then we had two human resource isolated quarantine also inside. At present, as monitored by our duty nurse, these COVID-44 PDL are asymptomatic. Although we are still monitoring, but with the guidance of our uh, jail nurse, they told us that they are in physical good condition. So wala pong na-administer ng gamot ng antibiotic kasi wala pa pong symptoms. Only vitamins binibigay namin, then we administer also milk and banana to sustain their immune system.
Maraming salamat, Warden Nats, and also our female dormitory warden, si April Joy Buico, and the city government of Zamboanga with the CHO, ZCMC, is providing our wholehearted support and prayers for the PDLs as well as the BJMP personnel in the Zamboanga City Reformatory Center. Now, let us listen to our CDRMO Chief, Dr. Elmer Apolinario, for more of the details. Dr. Elmer, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes, Mayor, y buenas tardes con el pueblo Zamboanga. We are here now bringing to you some information that have been after a series of consultations, and to inform the public that we are fast-tracking the improvements being made on the quarantine facilities identified by the city, specifically those in Ecozone area. And of course, recently we got information that the one in Kabatangan has already been completed and to be used by our health workers. And of course, we're happy that the Sangguniang Panlusod came out with a resolution identifying also the Zamboanga City Central School as part of the quarantine facility to be implemented and to be used by the city government of Zamboanga.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Apolinario. Ara uwi kita kuna Sheila para dale ka naton el man-facilitate el mga question de vosotros todos kita uwi ka naton. Sheila, good afternoon.
Mayor, here are the questions for Doc Dulce. Dr. Miravite from RGGO, can we say el epicenter del COVID-19 na Zamboanga is the Zamboanga City Reformatory Center?
Right now, with the cases that we see, medyo mucho gani le. So, pwede kita man consider ko nel di aton jail as our epicenter Aquino.
Next question, Doc, from Marifita Mayo. Pwede ba sabi si Pakemodo ya siya na COVID na city jail? Siya na 3,319 PDL na city jail as of the moment. Will you recommend for all of them to be swabbed? If not, who among them will be swabbed? What is the task force COVID doing right now to prevent the spread of virus inside the facility?
So, basically, gani, possibilities of the ones bringing in the infection na jail is our mga personnel gani del di aton BJMP, and then di aton mga visitors. So, yung pagat kita direct link among them, pero sabi kita dyan niya pwede ase infection gani na jail. And then, we will not swab all of our PDL, but we will swab those who are symptomatic and those who have actual risk of exposure gani before. And mga asymptomatic, pwede kita man random sampling kanila. We will be able to use our rapid test kits namin. So, tiyan kita this yaya in the following days man continue kita LD aton testing at kinadi aton jail.
Still from Marifita Mayo, Doc Dulce, what is the breakdown of the 60 confirmed COVID case? Cuánto el male, female, age bracket, cuánto el local transmission, apuera con el mga PDL, todo ba sila confined na CCMC?
So, el confined di aton confirmed cases na CCMC, ako confirmed case di aton is 5. 2 LEL di aton PDL and 3 L akal others no na community di aton. And among the 60, 80 are female, and among them 47 are di aton PDL. So the rest are from the community.
Thank you, Doc. From Julie Alipala, yesterday the deaths of suspected COVID were 73. How many children, women, men, and elderly died, what were common causes of their deaths?
We have for today we have a total of 82 deaths already, and 7 are children 0 to 9 years old. So basically most of their deaths are have sila mga respiratory symptoms, and most have comorbidities like diabetes, hypertension, and other mga immunocompromised conditions.
Still from Julie Alipala, Doc, request for the breakdown according to the barangays and towns for the COVID suspect deaths.
Yes, so we will be furnishing si Ma'am Sheila a copy of our deaths gani, and we will be posting.
From Glen K. Peñalosa, DXAS, Doc Dulce, we have a site where we can check the credentials, conditions, and update of our COVID positive patients. The public is asking for more info kasi like from what barangay sila at kumusta ang kanilang mga kondisyon.
Okay, so we will be coming up with a table talya todo di aton mga cases and LDA status. So man post namin kel together with our RISCOM groups.
From Glen K. Pa rin, is it true that there are suspected COVID patients that are workers of KCC? How do we make sure our grocery stores are safe?
So we do not have cases gani adi kanila, but we monitor. So those who are symptomatic, so we also monitor LD aton mga establishments. So we advise them not to go to work already, and then monitor namin kita siya under our suspected case if they will manifest symptoms that could be COVID related.
Thank you, Doc Dulce. We now go to Dr. Paber. Doc Justin, a question from Cecil Abuy. Concerned the patient can tali tan volunteer as frontliner while tan duty le ya pwede le man assist un PUI. Accordingly, after el duty, manda lang daw kanila bolbe kay nuay facility para man house o man quarantine kanila. Nuay sila space na casa, kilaya daw se nuay ba facility onde pwede man house kanila?
So far, I don't know. We do not have any volunteers in the hospital. All those that are working in the hospital are employees of the hospital. All our healthcare workers are taken to quarantine facilities after their perpetual duty. So you have to clarify the question as far as this particular case is concerned.
Okay, thank you, Doc. From RG Go, the Triple X, how much does the government spend para man-treat ko ng mga COVID patients alyan na CCMC COVID Referral Facility kay libre man na CCMC, right?
Yes, the patients who are admitted at Zamboanga City Medical Center, they are taken care of by the government. An example of cases is our previous case of COVID. For this particular case, the expenses reach around 92,813 pesos. So the range of prices can range from almost 28,000 pesos for our suspected cases to as high as 92,000 pesos in one particular case. So that's the price range that the government spends on our cases.
Thank you, Doc Paber. We now go to Chief Inspector Alhas, City Jail Warden. Sir, question from Julie Alipala. What is the current condition inside the jail facility? After confirming one dead female inmate, a COVID positive, how is the state of the other female inmates and any plans for relocation? Where?
So far, as mentioned a while ago, our COVID-44 PDL are closely monitored and they are asymptomatic, although restricted el movement di aton mga personnel, including as well yung ating mga PDL to prevent more contamination. Per guidance by the City Health, we are also isolating the two BGMP personnel and now under closely monitored by our jail nurses.
From Roland Ramos, may we know the exact number of PDLs who were released per court order and from what barangays are they? Any effort by the BJMP to reach them out to order for quarantine?
So far, if we could recall, we released date box noong 23 before the result of the first index COVID test nung sa namatay natin na PDL. 81 po yung na-release natin, plus 1 yung namatay. So 82 lahat sila. And list of barangay, so far yung initial briefing lang po na pumunta dito yung CHO at saka DOH. We gave in the contact tracing at least 5 PDL and residing at 4 barangays. I already mentioned this. However, doon sa other release in the 81, there are about 26 barangays more or less na nagsiuwian sila.
From Clen K. Pellanosa, sir, nasaan po ang mga nagpositibong BJMP personnel at mga PDLs?
If I'm not mistaken, we have 3 human resource who were found positive. 2 were in our facility right now on isolation quarantine and under medication and closely monitored. And the other one is now under medication at CCMC.
From Cecil Abuy, del cuando ustedes yan lockdown con el facility, con el mga dalaw, con el mga personnel, deberá san ba? Marzo 20 el lockdown del facility pero el BJNP in and out pa hasta pecha 25 de Marzo?
Ay, Gina. Gina si, no? El na visitors, we no longer allow them to entry or to visit way back March 14. For the total lockdown per memorandum directed from the BGMP higher authorities, nag-total lockdown po tayo ng 20 March. LD issue kung in and out LBGMP at sa 25. For sure po, nung nag-total lockdown, we have released the memorandum and we in fact purchase padlock doon sa gate natin to ensure na hindi sila makalabas. Then we have the daily attendance, for sure na andito sila. Only that, during the first days, na-detail natin sa labas po around more or less 30 personnel including the GO1 trainee. As days goes on, we find it necessary to deploy more troops as ERT members sa labas. So maybe that movement in detailing more personnel from inside to outside, baka yan yung na-misinterpret nila na in and out. But for sure, the moment a personnel is detailed outside, they are no longer allowed to go inside even to have personal reason like coordinating. We in fact coordinated the barangay in Zone 1 to allow our detailed personnel outside to use their comfort room.
From Cecil Abuy, Sir Alhas, will you push through with the release of the PDLs? How many of them and what are their cases? Were they checked or swabbed, rapid tested for antibodies?
In total, we received from different courts about 235 PDL for release process. At moment, we have 108 for court verification, meaning today we still need to find if there are no other pending cases. Then we have 27 who are found lacking documents in the process of release. And we have 60 on due for release. And we are still waiting for the guidance of the LGU and the City Health on how to ensure the general public that once we release these people, it would not be a burden on the populace, especially as regards to COVID.
Next question still from Cecil Abuy, Sir Alhas. Can mga BJMP personnel at travel before and during lockdown? Will you require your personnel to undergo antibody testing even if na-swab na sila?
Generally, we usually listen to the sound station and guidance from the hospital, being the frontliners on this matter. But for the 2 travelers, one last January and the other one last March, they were found negative during the swab test and are now undergoing home quarantine.
From Hermi Ventura, Sir Alhas, El Barangay Council del Zone 1 ya aproba resolution kita opone con el transferida del mga PDL mujer na Zamboanga Central School por causa este peligro na di ilang mga konstituente. Keda lang siguro sila kampante si asiguro todo negativo na COVID el mga PDL mujer con quien man transfer. Your reaction?
As far as the reaction, we understand and respect the sentiments of the populace. As they too want to be safe, ours also want to be safe. So we come out with that recommendation. Somehow we understand their sentiments. We respect that.
Thank you, Sir Alhas. Questions for Doc Elmer Apolinario from Roel Pareño. Doc Elmer, is there a plan for the local IATF to convert government coliseum or facilities into COVID centers, just like that in the NCR, the sports arena, to accommodate those positive with COVID? We understand that 2 areas in Ecozone have committed the facility, but this has not been refitted yet.
Yeah, thank you for that question. Yes, indeed. In fact, we just spoke with the city engineers this morning, and we are fast tracking the completion of the improvements being done at the Ecozone area. And of course, we have also identified the City Coliseum as also one of the probable quarantine area, aside from the other areas that we have also identified and are now assessing to the possibility of using so. We will be submitting our report to the Interagency Committee chaired by our mayor for consideration approval. But nonetheless, the Ecozone area we hope to have it completed within the week and to be able to be utilized immediately. Kabatangan has already been completed. It can house about 10 or to 15 health workers, and of course the Veteran Angel Coliseum also.
Thank you, Doc. From Julie Alipala, in relation to facilities, the city planning to build isolation facilities given that COVID may stay longer? Where and how much in terms of funds will be devoted here?
Well, that will have to be subjected to more studies and feasibility as to where the areas to be located, and of course funding will have to be appropriated for the purpose.
Question, Doc, update on the program of the local government for the stranded Zamboangueños.
We have been in coordination with the offices concerned like OWA, like DOT and the OCD, and in fact this morning we received a message from OCD9 requesting us to submit the names of the stranded individuals in other cities for them to be able to profile them and to consider them for a humanitarian flight back to our city. We have profiled no less than about 400 already stranded individuals all over the country. And in fact, I just received a call this afternoon also from the office of Senator Bongo requesting information because they would want also some of our residents who are based in Davao to be brought home. And this information has already been relayed to our mayor, who has given her go signal to subject the requirements of all the COVID protocols for them to be able to return back to our city as soon as possible.
From Marifi Tamayo, Doc Elmer, ¿cuánto ya gasta el local government unit para responder na pandemic? ¿Tiene pa ba bastante fondo el gobierno local? Your reaction con el mga ta question na si que manera ya usa con el fondo para responder con el pandemic?
Una-una no, abla kita klaro no kay todos te mga pondo kaya gasta kita ta pasa siya ng subasta kaya siyempre abla kita protocol o proseso kita pasa the Business Awards Committee. So per record kaya dali ka nato del diaton operations officer, we have spent no less than already about nadaton QRF no akala quick response we spend about na 30% we spend about 30 million, na diaton akel general fund we spend no less than 55 million, and then a trust fund tamen del 2015, 16 and 19 we spend no less than 14 million. Na supplemental budget diato nya pwede kita usa na primero supplemental budget kaya pasa more than 400 million, and of course tiene pa el gobierno local kita si pasara na supplemental budget more than 500 million. Si suma total ese todo que aloka kita para ng COVID response is no less than 1.17 million pesos. So 1.1 billion 7 pesos para kani man-address ko neste kani problema kita imprenta el pueblo Zamboanga. Kaya lang kita unassure no kay all of these things are done in accordance with the requirements of law RA 9184.
Thank you, Doc. From Queenie Casimiro, this is a question from a televiewer. Madami po kami mga OFWs from Saudi Arabia stranded dito sa Zamboanga City na naka-vacation. Saudi Recruitment Office Manila arranged special flights for us to go back to Manila. Registration is still May 5 only. How can the city government help us?
This has already been brought to our office attention last week. And in fact, we have already written OWA on the matter. And in fact, we reminded our good regional director, Ms. Presi Flores, to assist us. And she promised to help us out by referring the matter also to Manila for possible assistance. Also, DOT9 has been making follow-ups also on how to address este kanang problema kita imprenta dito mga OFWs, pati kita mga stranded, mga carryable betamen. So we have also been coordinating with our office, and in fact just yesterday I called up our office because I was given the impression kay tiene ganin liga gane biyahes taba Clark, but according to when I verified with BCDA Clark and of course with DRM Davao, they told me that akil gane tabla kita flight was exclusive for Region 11 lang ayer. But nonetheless, tiene que niya pwede muntalya from Clark yada na Manila, senior citizen pati di siya anak. Ya pwede munta. Pero we were given the assurance that they will be helping us also our constituents or residents in Clark, in Pampanga, in Manila to be brought home. And which is why we submitted already initial list to OCD through an email reporting to them the number of stranded citizens or residents in other areas for them to be able to profile and to come up with a mercy flight using Philippine Air Force planes.
Thank you, Doc Elmer. Questions for Mayor Beng. Mayor from JV Francisco. With the situation, the number of COVID positive among PDLs and BJMP personnel, can we consider it as a COVID outbreak at the city jail?
Yes, JV, we have asked the City Department of Health as well as the City Health Office to declare and make the proper declaration of it as an outbreak.
From RG Go, Mayor, dito yung reaction na ko sa tapasan na Zamboanga City Jail. Kaya pa ba resources del City maskit at ECQ till May 15 kay el otro LGU Wari Diana Pondo?
Actualmente, querido compoblanos, el tiempo donde tamanda kita mira el que se llama resiliency of the local government unit. As what Dr. Apolinario has said, the local government unit has provided more than 1.1 billion pesos for COVID, but this is something that is going to stay here for long, not only until May 15 and beyond. That is why utilizing the government resources together with the finance team, we have already come up with our long-term plan of our rehabilitation and early recovery, not only for COVID, but as well as other challenges such as the livelihood. Akorda kita kina syudad de Zamboanga, LDA tun response na COVID with the grace of God is to heal the sick and feed the hungry for now. And afterwards, we would also are here to ensure that the city government of Zamboanga will utilize our resources to the maximum as we will be able to respond to the needs of infrastructure, of medical expenses, of also as well as response in the CDRMO health security as well as human security.
From Noning Antonio, Mayor, your reaction na opposition del 4 barangay na Central District para el transferida del mga PDL para na Central School. Disgusto ang mga barangay chair del Zone 1 donde mismo local el City Jail, Zone 2 is Santo Niño na resolution kaya pasal konseho para usa kon mga school building como isolation area. Nuhay según konsulta kanila. Suggestion di ila transferi para na otro lugar donde menos el gente como el Eco Zone.
We will ask Dr. Apolinario to answer this because it is something that can be, must be determined by our health team. Dr. Apolinario, please.
Yes, Mayor. with reference to the council resolution that was passed the other day, yesterday, for the use of the Zamboanga City Central School, it has been the overall assessment of our city health officials, particularly the DOH and the city health, that we are not going to use the Zamboanga City Central School as the temporary detention center for our PDLs. So amo kal notisya dali ka nato no antes pa si aga temprano pa duwan lang kami sa asesal la puera kay because there were some considerations to be made, particular gani ang mga protocols para mga PDLs tamen. So tiene ese todo in place ya, so kaya lang kita ng publiko kay we are happy kay tiene gani si resolution ya dali ya propone gani na konseho lokal ojalá pwede kami sa usa ng otro manera, not for the temporary detention ng mga women at the PDLs, no? We are looking at the possibility also of utilizing that as the quarantine facility for our health workers. Kita trabaho na otro lugar, otro opisina, kita lipo dili. But as far as we're concerned, ay hindi na si usa as temporary detention center for our women. So asila kita klaro, no? Amo kat SL notisya kita importante esta noche.
In relation to that, Doc Elmer, a question from Queenie Casimiro. Tiyan opposition El San Ramon Penal Colony na establishment, the isolation facility na Ecozone. Porque daw why tiyan consultation ng mga residente na lugar El Plano.
Well, we will have to discuss that with them no later. No, importante gani, prikura kita anay man address ang mga problema ng entero pueblo, no. Part of that is to have a place where we can quarantine the PUIs or PUMs para bonamente la andancia de todo del pueblo Zamboanga, no? But habla ka lang ito, as a consultation, yes, we agree, we conform that there's need for consultation, but we also have to take into consideration the greater good del majority, and which is why tamira kami is lugar din na Ecozone adentro isolated adentro kad ele, we can really address el mga tabla kita mga issues that tabla kita el mga tabla kita question sa el mga affair pills, which I'm pretty sure our health officials can readily address all of this.
Thank you, Doc. For Mayor Beng from Teodiber Arquisa, how do you assess el efecto del ECQ? Are we successful na di aton goal para manda esta casa ng mga gente?
First of all, allow us Teodi to express our deepest gratitude kunal di aton mga residents, ciudadanos, because for 2 Sundays we have all been very, very supportive and disciplined, and we remained at home. This is a sign of progress as mayor for me, because the Zamboangueño residents, Christians, Muslims, and Lumads are one in fighting COVID. There is no cure right now to fight COVID, but what we can really share is our support to stay at home. However, this is not going to be permanent. COVID is permanent, but the ECQ is not permanent because at some point it will be lifted. Nonetheless, we will have to practice our new normal practices such as wearing of masks, using sanitation, and social distancing.
Question from Bong Simbahon, Mayor. Kosa el status del mga PDLs ordered released by DOJ, yan grant ba kon LD2 your request, mandaanay man swab test kon el mga PDLs and know their health status before releasing them to their respective families?
Okay, Bong will ask Dr. Apolinario to address this because they have been directed to coordinate with our honorable courts as well, because we are very, very compliant with the laws and the honorable judge's decision. We cannot deprive persons of liberty. Doc Elmer, please respond.
Si to pawakil no tablagan kita no si tiene ka court order, we cannot deprive our PDLs of their liberty, and which is why taas ka todo en manera gani para podya kanila libad ng komunidad di ila. But nonetheless, we have made representations also, and hopefully it will be approved na kay before they will be released to the communities, asila kita proseso poko kay man swab kanila, asi kanila rapid antibody test. Of course, look for a place where they can be quarantined, si man test sila positive, and of course bring them back to their families. Of course, coordination has yet to be made with the barangays where they are residing. Amos tasi kami esfuerzo since this morning, tasi kami nga todo manera para libagan kanila uli, no? In fact, we started yesterday setting up the tents na the City Reformatory Center, para prepare gani para el deton kuan gani para man-release kanila no. So tiene kami as a protocol kaya kuan kami gani publika later on para mira gani ta manera proseso, and this will be submitted also to the court for them to go over. This is also pattern from other good practice de otro mga syudad que tiene similar problems. So alegre kita taliga de I'm pretty sure the judiciary understands the situation and they will really be able to look why would want manswab ane kung mga PDLs before bringing them back to their respective families or their communities. So the letter will be signed tomorrow by our mayor, whoever they drafted the same, and we will have it immediately delivered to our judges akin na Pueblo Zamboanga.
Thank you, Doc Elmer. For Mayor, from Eric Basilio, with the current system of SAP distribution in several barangays, mutual violation of social distancing and prohibition of large gatherings, will the LGU do something about this? Otherwise, makalastima de aton mga frontliners.
Thank you very much for the question, Eric George Basilio. I was looking at the footages that was shown in national television, and it's very clear that the national government distribution did not comply with social distancing. Nonetheless, in the city of Zamboanga, it is very clear that we require social distancing to protect the residents as well as those distributing. The city government of Zamboanga intends to fully comply as always with the law and to meet our deadline. And all of our City Treasurer's Office, DSWD, CSWD, and barangay officials and barangay personnel are mandated to comply with social distancing, most importantly for the beneficiaries. Thank you, Eric, for that question.
From Leti Militante, Mayor, are we prepared for the possible second wave? Do we have enough funds if this will continue to last until the third quarter of the year?
Leti, the second wave and the third wave will come for as long as we do not cooperate. What we have done since March 20 is to buy time. Sabi si Dr. Paber, sabi si Dr. Miravite, sabi si Dr. Apolinario, para pwede prepara con el di aton mga ospital. Además, este Mayo 15 ay tiene kita bigger challenges because the second wave is coming. We really have to ensure that our health facilities are made available and health personnel are protected because they are the last line of defense. In order to fight COVID, our barangay health emergency response teams must be very vigilant in order for us to protect those that are symptomatic, and those that are asymptomatic, the city government will really have to utilize testing mechanisms. And we're very thankful to Secretary Galvez, Secretary Vince Dizon, as well as the team of DOH experts, as together with Dr. Lechon, Dr. Herbosa, who came over, and Dr. Jennings of the WHO, helping Dr. Munisimpo as well.
From Cecil Aboy, Mayor, since nobody is admitting or coming out in the open na City Reformatory Centers virus spread, pwede ba as investigasyon para sabi si kien del mga personahes del BJMP elia na travel history na Manila or otro lugar kaya na kaso de COVID? Pwede ba tamen gaha rikiri kon todo mga BJMP, inclui el warden, manswab, iman antibody testing?
Cecil, I fully support your recommendation. In fact, when we did contact tracing, the question that we asked Dr. Dulce is to really verify the host or the courier of COVID-19 that was brought to the jail. And I think we will ask our warden Alhas to answer that also because he will also be responsible together with April Joy as a head of the facility. Warden Alhas po.
Yes, thank you very much for that question. Up to this time, we have already almost to finalize the investigation. Maybe tomorrow lalabas siya. Only that ayaw ko lang pangunahan ang findings ng investigator. Ang sa atin lang para mabigyang way yung independency ng investigation. Should it will come out and be finalized, we will inform you the possible findings of the investigator on the matter po.
Thank you. For Mayor from LC Molina, time and again, el mga gente ta respeta kun el QPA and B, todo syempre hunto-hunto ta sale, makalastima kun el mga pulis di aton. Why not man impose kita multa kun aquellos quien hindi ta sigi kun el simple ley kita empone, kompara na otro syudad tiene multa en ese manera baka menora el problema.
Thank you very much, Elsie. Your recommendation is accepted, and based on our executive order, there are penalty provisions provided for people to comply with our quarantine pass. Pero sabi ustedes, di mio gat deseo, with or without the quarantine pass, it should really be a personal responsibility of every father, mother, every citizen of Zamboanga, son and daughter, grandparent, that we limit going out of our homes. Even if we leave our quarantine, there is really a need for us to stay at home, to have protective device, because COVID can really eat up the system of the family. And I think Dr. Paber and Dr. Dulce can educate us on the risk that we have if we violate our quarantine, and if we violate even the provisions of social distancing. I don't know, maybe ask Dr. Paber to enlighten us, and Dr. Dulce also, with regards to safety measures that we must take with or without the quarantine period. Can we hear from Dr. Paber or Dr. Dulce?
Good evening. So even with the ECQ lifted, nisisita lang syempre to practice the social distancing, hand washing. What we need to learn right now is to be more mindful of the people around us, respect the spaces of the people around us, and make sure that we practice good hand hygiene. So you can also have additional information from Dr. Adulce as far as the city, as far as doctors in the hospitals are concerned. We will continue to practice the things that we need or doing right now, even with the ECQ lifted. These practices should be continued.
Thank you, Dr. Justin. Let's also listen from Dr. Dulce para pwede tamang kanaton man educate on our safety measures and precautions as residents. Por causa kay realidad, el COVID es una enfermedad que no hay pakura hasta ahora. Dr. Dulce, baka pwede tamen to aumenta ko sa yabla si Dr. Paber.
Yes, ma'am, no? So even if our ECQ will be lifted, ablagan kita, hindi kita bira na di ato normal way. So there will be no back to normal, but we will have our new normal. So our new normal will be still the wearing of mask, practicing hand hygiene, and our physical distancing. Because even if ECQ will be lifted, el transmission, el Deldiatun virus will still be there. The risk of infection will still be there. So we have to be mindful gani abda si Dr. Paber, no, that si Chene kita mga signs and symptoms, especially na di aton vulnerable population, so nesita kita mandaman check so that we will be able to separate and isolate and monitor.
Pero sabi vosotros sa Dr. Dulce and Dr. Paber, what is very scary, we thought that it was the senior citizens who would be most vulnerable, those that are immunocompromised, those with their sila mga pulmonary diseases and diabetes, but even as young as 20 years old, ta pwede kita tene COVID, no? Based on the cases that we had, 29 years old. So perhaps as medical practitioners, what are your recommendations to the general public who think they are fit and healthy, and people that are not even having any maintenance medicines of any heart problems or any pulmonary problems? How can we protect ourselves from COVID in the new normal?
So really, we have to boost our immune system, get hydrated, eat healthy, and amo gani kel no mira kita ste because el virus hindi letan discriminate. So maskin kosa dito yung edad, kosa dito yung sex no. So todo ta pwede man tapon. So, el cosa lang kita pwede say is really boost our immune system also and be mindful el mga transmission modes of transmission di aton so that we will prevent it
Okay.
from getting infected.
Dr. Paber, can we also listen to your medical advice in the new normal, how we can prevent ourselves from having the virus?
The difficulty here right now is that people would think that once our ECQ is lifted or once we go into GCQ, as what we've seen in the other cities, they think it will be back to the way it was before. A lot of things are going to change until a vaccine is discovered that can treat the virus. Things will not be the same anymore. A lot here is really dependent on changing of our culture, changing of our habits, changing of our practices. As we keep on repeating, it's about being mindful of others, mindful of the people around you, respecting the people who can be affected by the virus, giving them space. On a personal level, it's also about keeping yourself healthy. It's actively keeping yourself healthy. People who smoke, you need to stop. People who don't exercise need to exercise. People who do not eat right need to eat right. For those who are already with chronic diseases, they need to be on constant monitoring. They need to also take their maintenance medication and try to live as much as healthy lifestyle as they can.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Sheila. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a question for Doc Apolinario from Julie Alipala. At the height of this pandemic, can we request the LGU and Task Force COVID to be transparent in the utilization of the 1.7 billion funds? May we also be informed about suppliers and bidding?
Yes, definitely. These are all public documents, and we have to be transparent in our transaction, which is why once this is all over, we will be held accountable to the people by providing all the data, the information. As I've said, the processes have been followed through the Beach and Rivers Committee. We will divulge whatever needs to be done or to be provided to the public by way of documentation. Yes, Julie, we will provide that.
Thank you, Doc Elmer. This is a question for Doc Dulce from Bong Simbahon. Doc Dulce, cosa el status del nurse Yamuri na un private hospital? Is that a suspect COVID case? How about aquel nurse del city jail? Home quarantine lang ba or na CCMC ele?
El status del aquel uno nurse di aton who died in a private hospital is tan monitor ya kita ko nila no because suspected COVID case gani kel ele but chenya kita LDCU result and the result is negative. So for our BJMP nurse is isolated right now in our facility but we are facilitating if ever we can put her in an isolation because right now she's asymptomatic already, right, Warden, no? We will keep her there and monitor her.
A question from Eric Basilio, Doc. Cosa el condition del two of the earliest cases of Zamboanga City?
El Diaton ZC02 is still with positive result on her third swab. So she's still currently admitted at Zamboanga City Medical Center, but she's stable. So we have to get another specimen for testing. And then El CC11 Diaton is still also admitted. So no ipakita man repeat man collect el repeat specimen ko nila but they are on stable. Maybe we can hear from Dr. Justin also about their status.
Both patients right now are still stable, Dr. Adulce. So Right now, we're just waiting for the repeat swab. Unfortunately, the third swab of ZC02, as mentioned, still came out as positive. So this is on our 21st hospital day. We're for ZC11, we're still gonna repeat the swab.
Thank you very much. Next question, Doc Dulce from Leti Militante. Can you say that we have community transmission now if the high cases of COVID-19 part the recent cases in BJMP? Are we reaching the peak level now? How safe are the more than 3,000 plus inmates?
So basically, si Abla 2 outside of our City Reformatory Center, we have not really seen the Atun clustering of cases in the community. No, but in the City Reformatory Center, we can say that there is local transmission in the jail. So all our 3,000 plus PDLs have really, because of the situation also in our city jail. So we have high risk. They have high risk of getting the infection. So that's why we are doing together with our warden whatever we can also so that we will be able to control and monitor gani and be able to identify early those who have the symptoms so that we will be able to separate them in.
Is there a possibility ba daw, Doc, that most of them will be infected considering the present status inside the BJMP compound?
If really no ay gani kita control measures, then there's a possibility that we will be having more cases inside the jail. And right now, we haven't peaked yet. No, no ay pakita man peak. Si mira kita el sitwasyon del Yatun City Jail, ta prinsipya pa lang kita. So, if there are trajectories made gani, if really we cannot control it, our peak will be around June, first or second week of June, infecting more than 1,000 or half of the population of city jail. So right now, we are coordinating with our city jail warden for us to be able to put measures in place to control the outbreak inside the jail.
Thank you, Dr. Dulce. This question is for Warden Alhas from Santos Cortez. Ya-informa ya ba sila kon el pamilya del mga positibo na COVID?
For secrecy muna, we prioritize the safety and containment una, but not exactly to the point na i-reveal na others as safety all. We can assure to the listening relatives that we are doing every best upon coordination with our LGU, City Health, and CDRMO and our CCMC. The way that we could provide them for the recovery and containment of the spreading of this
Thank you, Sir Alhas. From Chodiver Arquisa, este ba mga positive
virus.
PDL, ya pwede ba con esos visita di ila pamilya before man lockdown LCT jail? Kilaya ta man trace mga pamilya, pati mga ya tene direct contacts. Sir Alhas?
Then we have initiated our action plan. Yan, start kita ng washing of hands, personal hygiene. Hello, low ang signal natin.
Yes, sir. Go
Low ang
ahead,
signal
sir.
niya.
Okay, yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
Way back as plan. That's why on its early state, na-advise na natin through our information drive, flyers, mga bisita, kung paano gagawin habang nasa loob to prevent. That is why we are very much puzzled on it. Came over to our facility. But rest sure the moment the investigation will be completed, we will inform the public on the findings of the investigator.
Thank you, Sir Alhas. From Chodiver Arquisa, ese ba mga positive PDL, ya pwede ba con esos visita di la familia? Okay, so ya kabaya pala kal question. Ya pwede ya ba man-determine si kilaya ya penetra al virus na city jail, Sir Alhas?
As mentioned gani, we will not, hindi natin pangunahan ng investigation, hintayin natin ang final result ng findings ng investigator. The moment it will be completed, we will let know the public about it.
Can we know or can we confirm kay el head nurse del BJMP amo uno del mga positive personnel? This is from Chodiver Arquisa, Sir Alhas.
By virtue of confidentiality clause, we can only conclude that we have our staff being contracted with the virus, but now we are monitoring them and they are under medication. In fact, as mentioned by Dr. Mirabite, they shows as if nakita natin na nakapit yung kasa natin, naglilinis sa quarter niya.
Thank you, Sir Alhas. This is a question for Doc Elmer from Jerry Amaga. ¿Cuántos días yaya pasa yaman release kon aquel mga PDL stali na mga barangay? Yaman junto con el mga familia las demás. Doc Apolinario Cosa el proceso.
Amo sino alegre galing kita kay mga barangay officials very proactive and even the residents ng mga barangay they inform us. So through text messages they inform us kay asikung gana estigana sitwasyon. So immediately we refer this to our city health officials for them to check and validate the information. And almost always they take immediate action. Tabla galing kita any information given us insofar as the mga presence of the PDLs that they think are impermo kosa ba no abla lang namo kay we will take the necessary action. And amo gani sa diato gani we just have to abla gani to also provide the necessary kanina sa mga respeto tamen no.
Thank you, Doc. Elmer from Teodiver Arquisa for Mayor. Do you think it's about time para man-implement ya el Phase 2 na QP kay bien duro kabe sa mga gente?
Well, Jody, tamira man kita in the past 2 Sundays, let us look at a more hopeful sign that the people have shown support. People are very eager to leave their houses. As what I've said earlier, Jody, we are appealing to everyone. Ayabla si Dr. Paber and Dr. Dulce, the new normal will require us to have discipline in terms of social distancing. And it is really my aspiration as Zamboangueño residents, with or without the quarantine pass, desaleha kita anda na mga publiko lugar para prevenir el enfermedad contagia. Kay sindi kita ase, then el que se llama COVID ay pwede kita mantapon maski pa kita healthy individual. And that is a very, very difficult situation for us to be in if we violate our own practices for protection.
From Leti Militante, Mayor, are we in preparation? Are we prepared after the May 15 ECQ? What are our measures? Are we going to pattern after Manila?
Yes, Leti, the city government has been preparing with the help of Engineer Sikat. And allow me to express our deepest gratitude to Ms. Gemma Delenia, di aton consultant del UNDP ket ayuda ka naton manplat di aton recovery program kay sir kagat na daton corazon todo mga households yasale affected akel mga drivers di aton tricycle drivers, even our tricycle drivers, those that have lost income as job orders, salespersons. We will be having our recovery and rehabilitation program for Zamboanga City.
From Sir Jerry Acuña of RMN, I think this is for Dr. Dulce or Dr. Paber. Oftentimes, tiene conflict ita crea confusion por el diferente findings or diagnosis na mga pasyente kita dispidi na COVID-19 entre el hospital ECHO. How can this be thrashed out? Doc Dulce?
Yes, no. So actually, we already discussed it with CCMC. So, niya naman kita understanding at the end of the day para pwede kita man reconcile LD aton data para no ay masyagani ang sina conflict or confusion as esali.
See, thank you, Doc. Probably we can also listen to the reaction of Dr. Paber.
We also panisito tayo intende na until siguro just a month ago, not a single one of the doctors sa Zamboanga City yamira pa con esta enfermedad. So as we all are learning along the way, we modify, we change our protocols, we try to improve every single day. So we work hand in hand right now with Dr. Dulce as far as the cuida kita ko lahat ng mga pasyente, as far as the libado ng mga pasyente ng hospital. That's a very big factor is really our transportation logistics kasi we need to understand the handling of the patients diaton na COVID, the mga suspects. It's not igual ako pakimodo kita handle ang mga daton regular pasyente antes. So a lot of the protocols, a lot of the new changes, we try to improve on a daily basis. So Dr. Dulce is helping with us, our city mayor is also helping with us. Hopefully we can get more assistance, especially as far as transportation is concerned.
Thank you, Doc Justin. This is for Doc Miravite from Bong Simbahon. Second to the last question, what is the status of the female NUP de Santa Maria que yamuri del weekend porque con ele yapone na body bag ia enterada yun mismo dia? PUI ba ele or natural death? Doc Dulce?
Yes. El diagnosis del aton mga attending physician is a suspected COVID death le. So that's why tan follow kita procedures si yantag kun el uno pasyente as a suspected COVID related death. So we immediately bury and hindi gan kita tanimbang no and tan follow kita. So LDC mga close contact we put under monitoring also. If ever siya ng mga signs and symptoms, so man-monitor kita si siya ng ganit mga signs and symptoms.
Thank you, Doc Dulce. This is the last question for Mayor. El mga pamilya del mga PDLs worried sila el condition di ila ali na jail. Is there any way na por ejemplo man get in touch na sabi lang si di ila pamilya okay na jail?
Yes, thank you very much for that question. We will direct our wardens, Alhas and April Joy Buico, to make available communication facilities, and the city government will help us. Perhaps Tenil can help us communicate with them. I'd like to share with you a very hopeful story. Sabi ustedes in Cebu, our former warden, si Julius Aro, heads the Cebu jail, and I think more or less 200 or 300 positive COVID PDLs and personnel are there. 22 of them are infected, including Warden Aro, our former warden in Zamboanga City. He said that he is asymptomatic, but he, like Warden Alhas and Warden April Joy, cannot be weak, and because people look up to them for strength. That is why I'm appealing to the people of Zamboanga. Iabla ka natin si Warden Julius Aro. Kailangan niya maging matatag kasi the people in the jail look up to him. Even if he is positive with COVID, he has not seen his family for 4 months, but he is keeping a fight in order for the facility to be able to have a very hopeful outlook, a resilient outlook. Iabla ele that LD aton mga COVID positive patients have access to communication. And as a Zamboangueño community, especially to the members of the family that are listening to us, kere kami con ustedes, di Doc Elmer, Doc Justin, Doc Dulce, Sir Alas and Sir Joy, Ma'am Joy, kita aki as ciudadanos will continue to give our support together with the Sangguniang Panglungsod. Tauwikan natin sila Councilor Paleha. We will give our support by means of communicating our message of hope and support. So we will make possible an opportunity that you might be able to utilize. Is it FaceTime, Tenil, or way that the families can communicate and to know that the patients that are there are recuperating. Thank God ya lang kay based on what we are hearing that even in Cebu, asymptomatic syempre mga patients, that means that there is a strict protocol that's being observed and much to we would have wanted to separate the female dormitory, but that is the recommendation of our doctors. We intend to commit providing for better and more health facilities in our city jail in the city of Zamboanga, and families can communicate with the PDLs that are affected. So I think, Sheila, if that is our last question, takitambing kita, kaya kita rin di gracias kuna our jail warden Alhas. Unless you have a message, perhaps you can listen to jail warden Alhas.
Thank you very much, Mayor Beng. I would like to express our thanks to the city government of Zamboanga City and her company. Of course, andyan sina Doc Apolinario, Doc Mirabuete, and Doc Paber. And to the CDRRMO, thank you so much for the support. As mentioned, we are fighting to combat this challenge inside our facility. Much of our desire, meron lang talagang nakikita nating problema tungkol dahil sa congestion situation natin. But nonetheless, we are doing our best. As to the communication, Ma'am Beng, alam po natin na continue po yung idalaw namin. Meaning to say, they can still communicate with their families. Meron pong 4 na binibigay na tablet yung ating ICRC. Pwede silang makakontakt pa rin ang ating PDL sa kanilang mga pamilya only in a scheduled and controlled basis dahil na rin sa restriction ng movement.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Maraming salamat, Nats, and to you and all the PDLs and BJMP personnel on behalf of everyone. We would like to pray for your wellness, recovery, and courage to keep up the fight because it's a very challenging time. But as what our former warden has done, si Julius Aro, we are all sending to you our support. Baka naman yung idalaw natin, we can add so that others can be able to communicate. May we also listen to the representative of the Zamboanga City Medical Center, Dr. Justin Paberser.
Thank you, ma'am. Right now, I think we're still battling the disease. If we're thinking about this as a war, yung ECQ na ginawa natin, that was just a tactical retreat. Gave us enough time to prepare our facilities. The testing facilities are now operational. Hopefully, we can activate already within this week. So it's about time that we fight the disease by actually identifying those who are already have the virus. So the next plan should already be looking forward and planning on our next steps. Identify, isolate, and then treat if needed. So let's start being active, let's start planning ahead, and let's start fighting the virus on our terms.
Okay. And I think, Dr. Paber, it's really important, LD Atuntis, test, trace, and treat because the ZCMC has already been provided with 1,000 Gen expert, and I think by Wednesday, Doctor, you will be able to utilize this, Doc?
Yes, ma'am. So it's very fortunate that we were one of the 4 hospitals in the city to receive the gene expert testing. So we can activate this as soon as possible. And then we can already attack this virus, identify, isolate, and then treat.
Okay. And then we'd like to, we would like to inform the public that there have been 3,000 of these Gen experts and 1,000 was provided for Zamboanga City Medical Center. Thank you very much, Dr. Paber, and please express our love to everyone, most especially our COVID positive patients in ZCMC and the entire team of CCMC for a very humanitarian work that you're doing. But really, as you have taught us, the medical team should be the last line of defense. And thank you so much for being our strength, our inspiration in keeping up the fight, most especially in the success that we had in healing our patients from patient number 1. And we hope to have more healings. Thank you, Dr. Justin and team. Please express our gratitude to them.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
May we also listen now to Dr. Dulce Miravite, who's in the helm of managing our COVID infection in the city of Zamboanga.
So, thank you, Ma'am Beng. To all our viewers and listeners, so yamira kita pakilaya de contagious LD aton COVID-19. So, that's why we need everyone's cooperation, no? So, this virus is very contagious and if hindi bonito LD aton immune system, dyan kita mga comorbidities, pwede kita kada grabe. And otro gani, maskin very healthy but some factors na pwede sila man manifest as a severe disease, no, LD manifestation. So again, this virus is very contagious. That's why we need the cooperation of everyone. So for us to be able to win this, to come triumphant out of this, we all need each other's help, each other's cooperation. So our lines are always open. And we always have to follow strictly LD aton mga preventive measures of wearing mask, LD aton hand hygiene, LD aton physical distancing. And if you have informations or concerns, so we have our helplines open.
Dr. Dulce, thank you very much. May we also add that we are also requesting for our teleconsult, specialmente aquellos que tiene mga simptomas, que quiere ustedes consulta na di aton mga doktor, that's made available in our helplines, as well as our brain and mental health, to also boost our spirit, specialmente si tatin kita mga some anxiety. Let us listen to Dr. Elmer Apolinario. He has been receiving a lot of communication, especially from our OFWs, those that are stranded out of Zamboanga, those that are stranded in Zamboanga. Dr. Apolinario, di tuyo también response.
Sí, gracias Mayor Beng, no. Tapos lang ino asilang poco largo el paciencia dili aton mga amigo e amiga talya puera pa kay quiere kat volve, no. Tablakan kita todo manera tasi el esfuerzo el pueblo Zamboanga para liba con ustedes volvea. In fact, tablakan kita, no, ya kita koordinasyon con todo opisina concerned quien puede ayuda ka naton. Pero tablakan kita este nuevo normal ya que queda after May 15. So ojalá y aprende kita buenamente con todo el habla kita el protocols na on ways on how to address el COVID taliya ka nato. It will be part and parcel of our daily lives ya kayo. So tablakan kita, each of us has his own personal problems. Each of us was able to confront COVID-19. Matablakan kita, alam pa kita todo arriba kay el Diyos lang po dahil ka nato ngayon. So, ablakan kita, it is time for unity and not a time for discord. Let us work together, hand in hand, anda kita puera, enfrenta con el pueblo, enfrenta con el problema. Tablakan kita, this will be a long and arduous fight against COVID-19, but we shall prevail because we are in unison, we are in unity, and we love each other aquí na pueblo Zamboanga.
Okay. Muchas gracias, Dr. Apolinario. Esto sa di aton mga compañeros este tiempo. Ya dalil dila mensaje. Además, todo kita quiere gayot resolve con el COVID. And please know that we are really assuring you of our continuous effort to try to mitigate all of these challenges. We would also like to express our gratitude to our technical staff, to Tenil and Sed. Thank you very much for the love that you have. To Sheila, who has been moderating us from Zamboanga City onward, and also Christian Olasiman. Please know that we are here 24/7 to respond to all your calls and concerns. So, el di aton sitwasyon na syudad ta está critical, itarindi kita miles de gracias con el IATF na encabezamiento di Presidente Duterte kay aproba sila el di aton pedimiento para na kontinuasyon del di aton ECQ. Our medical experts are very emphatic in saying that Zamboanga City is not yet ready to relax in its quarantine measures. We heed their call and we should abide. Nesesita kita sigi con el llamada del diaton mga mediko y doktor. We need time to institute measures to arrest and prevent the spread of COVID-19. Re-emphasize output meeting, kaya kita habla también que si Secretary Galvez personalmente abeneki por el mandato de Presidente Duterte and staying in the city of Zamboanga for 6 years, he has the heart of our residents as well as Zamboanga, Basilan, Tawi-Tawi, Zamboanga Peninsula Region 9 in his mind to really address the need for testing. He brought with him the Deputy Implementor, Secretary Vince Hison, si Sir Rolly Makasaet, and the medical team of DOH to help us and medical experts. Allow us to thank the IATF, todo na kabinete, for the efforts that they have done, and even our Zamboangueños like si Kagawad J, di ayuda tameng kanatun. Otra vez, rolya kita con el SAP, si Ma'am Soki Rojas, CSWD, DSWD, and even our city treasurers. Trabaha sila, maskin may pagatsena por la noche, para pwede lang gayot anda kaday dia to meet our deadlines to distribute the social amelioration program package of President Duterte. Allow us to thank the generous sponsors, donors of the city, Zamboanga City Electric Cooperative and San Miguel for the chicken distribution through the city government. Please note that we are transparent in our distribution of all of these supplies. Again, taapela kami con todo con ustedes ciudadanos. There is an opportunity for us to give our support to all our COVID-positive patients by helping our medical team and other first responders, and also the Zamboanga City Reformatory Center. To all our 98 barangays, let us prepare our isolation facilities because the reality, COVID is here to stay. Let us be united, Christian, Muslim, Lumad, Zamboangueños, and let us take the fight in our family. With the grace of God, Nuestra Señora la Virgen del Pilar, San Jose, y todos los santos y ángeles, el ciudad de Zamboanga, si unido kita todo, ay puede tener victoria contra COVID-19, maski pa bien difícil el di aton pelea. No más perder esperanza, con coraje y fe con Dios, ay puede kita gana. Muchísimas gracias y vaya con Dios a todos. Si Alcalde Ben Climaco, junto con el de aton mga compañeras, dadal el mensaje para kanatun de coraje, amor a Dios y prójimo.